everybody, and welcome to Weekly Witch Chats. Let me tell you where you can find me on social media. Find me on Twitter at Priestess Autumn. Find me on Periscope at Autumn Phoenix. Find me on YouTube at Autumn Phoenix. Find me on Instagram at Autumn_Phoenix1, and find my Facebook page at Magically Blessed. Tonight's broadcast is what is a witch and what is a pagan, and do you know the difference between the two? I'm a witch. You all know this. I've been a witch since I graduated from high school. I was a Christian for many years and just was taught so many false teachings, so many teachings that I learned as a Christian turned out to be pagan. So everything that I learned being in the church, going to Sunday school, going to church 3, sometimes 4 times a week, was just all pagan teachings turned around and twisted to make Christians feel superior and make it seem like they came up with all of this stuff. Christians have no culture. So when you don't have anything, you have to take it from somebody else. Terminology in the world of magic can be very confusing when you're not sure what words you're using actually mean. And it matters. It matters because if you want to go down a certain spiritual path, you have to know what it is, what your goal to get out of it, and you want to, more importantly, feel welcome. And if you don't know the right terminology, it is hard to communicate with, for us at least, other witches. Terminology is so important. Now the dictionary definition of a witch is as follows. One that is credited with terrible, horrible supernatural powers, especially a woman, of course, practicing black magic, black witchcraft, with the aid of the devil or the aid of a familiar like a black cat. Another definition out of the dictionary of what a witch is an ugly old woman, a charming woman, or a woman whose religion is Wicca. Now, for those of you who don't know, Wicca is a nature-based religion and therefore is protected underneath the Constitution of the United States of America. So, you cannot be harassed or bullied or intimidated because you are a follower of Wicca. Our faith is protected underneath the Constitution of the United States. It is not, you can't take us to court if you see us doing like a little ritual in our backyard or doing a spell or even a curse in our own backyard. You can't tell somebody what to do on their own property unless it's actually affecting you, unless it's actually bothering you. So if a witch is doing something in his or her own yard and it's not bothering you, mind your damn business. Just mind your business. And truly speaking, if more people did mind their business, there would not be so many problems in the world. I've had people call the police on me, try to, lie to the police on me, all that shit, especially the Jehovah's Witnesses. They stay on my ass. They stay coming to my house. They know who I am. They follow me on social media too. And they stay coming to my house. Matter of fact, there's a Jehovah's Witness church about 2 or 3 blocks away from my house. And like I said, they follow me on social media, so they know who I am. These definitions of what a a witch is one of the big reasons why our terminology can be confusing and taken the wrong way. We are blending old definitions and new definitions, as well as constantly expanding our words to match our reality. The definitions that I just gave you from the dictionary of what a witch is completely and totally false. A witch looks like everybody else on the street. They look like our teachers, our mail carriers, our doctors, our nurses, our lawyers, our teachers. Witches look like everybody else. Witches do not look a particular way. We look like everybody else on the block. The dictionary, even the latest dictionary, pick up any dictionary, the dictionary does not show the reality about us. And truly speaking, I don't think the people who make up the dictionary has ever sat down and actually had a conversation with a witch. They still play off those stereotypes about us because it's easy to profit from it. That's why witches are not obligated to educate the public about us, but a lot of witches are mistreated, especially those who, I guess, dare come out of the broom closet, and things can be turned bad. You know, witches, even today in 2019, are still being hurt and being killed here in the United States. It's just that those murders don't make the news. But when you hear about a Jew or a Christian or a Muslim being killed, every news station is on top of it. So that's why I always say to some witches, sometimes it's really better to be among your own kind. A witch, the simplest explanation of a witch is a person who uses magical techniques to affect their world and to change their circumstances. So if a witch is poor, if a witch has no money, you damn right that witch is going to do a spell to make that money flow in. Of course, who would not? Who does not want to be without money? Who does not want to be able to put food on the table or pay their bills? Nobody. Nobody likes being poor. Nobody chooses to be poor. Everybody wants to have a comfortable living situation. And if it's not coming by mundane ways, yeah, a witch is going to do a spell or a ritual to bring that money in. I've done it. I've known thousands of witches that have, because nobody wants to be disenfranchised. Nobody wants to struggle, especially a witch, because witches know they have the power. They have studied the craft extensively, and they want to bring change, real change, into their life. Now, for those of you who don't know what witchcraft is working with the energy found in nature to bring about change. That's the definition of witchcraft. And when I say the energy found in nature, I'm talking about the rocks, the animals, and the plants. Wicca, for those of you who don't know this, is a nature-based religion. It is a form of paganism. Paganism is any religion that is not Christian, Jewish, or Islamic. Some people don't know this, but a witch can be religious or not be religious. It's totally up to them. Working with deities, gods, goddesses, ancestors are not a mandatory part of the craft. It's not mandatory. You don't have to work with any god or goddess at all. You don't have to work with your ancestors at all. You don't have to communicate with the dead at all. It's up to you. And nobody can tell you, yeah, you should. You can't tell another witch what they should and should not do. It's just not going to happen because they're not going to do it anyway. Witchcraft can be religions and it can be incorporated into religions, and it can just be a solo practice, a secular practice. You don't have to work with gods or goddesses if you don't want to. Don't feel obligated. Don't feel like, if I don't work with Zeus or if I don't work with Aphrodite, my spells are not going to work. No. Let me tell you something about spells, how they do manifest. Spells manifest in your subconscious mind. I have to do a broadcast later on down the road about how to tap into your subconscious mind to make your spells manifest. But just to know that your spells manifest in your subconscious mind. So if you're not part of any particular religion, it's fine. It's not a big deal. You're not going to be, struck dead because you're not working with a particular religion. It's going to be okay. You can still be a witch. A witch can be, let me make this very clear. Now, I talked about this in one other broadcast about whether or not a man can be a witch. Yes, a man can be a witch. Women do not have ownership of the craft. Witchcraft is open for everybody. Matter of fact, the word witch means wise one. Men can be wise too. So if you're a guy and you wanting to practice witchcraft, stop letting these women tell you that you can't be a witch because you have a penis. Yes, if you're a guy with a penis, you can practice witchcraft. You can be any gender, any sexuality, and any race to practice witchcraft. Let me tell you something. No demographic, no demographic has a singular claim to witchcraft, since there are so many variations of it that is found in all cultures. So if you're a man watching this, yes, you can be a witch, and yes, you can practice witchcraft. Now, when it comes to if you are a witch or a warlock, if you're a male, a warlock is somebody that has betrayed the craft. So what I'm actually saying to you is a witch is a witch regardless if you have a vagina or a penis. You don't want to be known as a warlock. I think that if you're known as a warlock, that means you did something completely unacceptable. So I always refer to men as witches too. Witch is a gender neutral term. Now the next thing is, what is a pagan? Let me say it again. Let me give you the real definition of a pagan, then I'll give you the definition that is given in the dictionary. A pagan is somebody who is not Jewish, Christian, or Muslim. Now, the dictionary's definition of a pagan is somebody who is a heathen, a follower of polytheistic religions, somebody who has little or no religion, and somebody who takes delight in sensual and material pleasures of goods. The next definition is somebody who is neo-pagan, and that's somebody who is a witch, a druid, goddess worshippers. A person who is a witch is a pagan. All witches are, no, hold on. All Wiccans are pagan, but not all Wiccans are witches. A pagan as a whole is someone who includes nature in some part of their belief system. Now let me tell you what a Wiccan is. A Wiccan is somebody who, the only way to say it is a Wiccan is somebody who is heavily, into nature. A Wiccan could be somebody who is a lover of the earth. A Wiccan is somebody who may just, be into herbology, plants and herbs, but never use it for witchcraft. A Wiccan is not somebody that usually practices witchcraft. You can be both. You can also be a witch and a Wiccan. I love nature. I grew up loving the hell out of nature. I still love nature. And even though I live in New York City, we do still have our fair share of parks. We have Prospect Park, we have Bryant Park, we have Central Park, and if you really want to get into nature, you can take the PATH train all the way up near the mountains. So we do have a lot of nature. We're not just surrounded by skyscrapers. And I definitely get out to nature maybe 3 or 4 times a week. Witches go to nature when they need to rejuvenate, when they need to heal, when they actually need to reconnect with nature. We love nature. We love nature. A pagan is, pagans include witches, they include Hindus, they include Buddhists. All of this matters because when it comes time, if it ever comes this time to decide what path is right for you, so you want to be able to choose the right spiritual path so that you can connect with everyone in it. Because eventually you're going to seek out people to, join a group, or if you're a witch, join a coven. You want to be able to feel included. And you don't want to choose a group that you're not really feeling. You don't want to choose a group of people that you don't like. So if the energy ever feels off when you go look for a group, just simply leave the group. You don't even have to give an explanation to why you're leaving the group. Just leave the group. So thank you for all joining me on Weekly Witch Chat. Let me tell you again where you can find me on social media. Find me on Instagram at autumn_Phoenix1. Find me on Facebook at Magically Blessed. Find me on Twitter at Priestess Autumn. Find me on Periscope at Autumn Phoenix. And find me here on YouTube at Autumn Phoenix. Thank you everybody for joining me, and I will be speaking to you all shortly. Bye everybody.